Hello, today I'm going to be giving my review on the NP-01 by Vaxee. And I know I said I was going to be making my review about a week later after I got used to the mouse and used it as my main. However, I am returning this sadly, and I know I do this with a lot of mice, but let me explain, because I have a few reasons. First of all is the click feel. It's okay on my left mouse button. On my right mouse button, it's good, except for on the right edge. But the left mouse button, it has a lot of post travel. At least on my copy, it has a lot of post travel, and it's not super noticeable when I bottom out the button and like CSGO when I'm like spraying a gun or something like that. However, when I'm like spam clicking or I have to tap fire, it is pretty noticeable and it just feels very mush in me. Keep in mind, I am pretty decently picky in terms of mouse click feel. However, I'm fine with the click feel as long as it's decently tactile and it also has no pre-travel and a little bit of post-travel, or maybe some even. But this has a lot, especially on my left mouse button, and it feels inconsistent with my right mouse button. I know not all clicks will feel 100% the same, and that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying it feels decently inconsistent, and it just doesn't feel super premium to me. Also, the scroll wheel is a pretty big negative. I didn't understand why people were complaining about the scroll wheel until I did use it for scrolling around in web pages or anything, or scrolling around in YouTube videos. It was really bad because of just how loud it was, and also it seems to have the same issue as my XM1R, where it kind of skips like a step or something. You can hear it more prominently on my XM1R, but it is also an issue on my NP-01. It kind of like skips a step or something, or hitches. I don't know how to describe it, but it just doesn't feel, like it doesn't feel like it should be doing that. And the side buttons are okay, but they are super small. They are really small. Very small, and I just don't like it. I don't use side buttons a whole lot. However, I do use the back side button to like talk in CSGO, to use voice chat in a lot of games, and it just really sucks because this shape is amazing. The shape is easily the best part for me, and also the build quality besides the switches just feel really good. It feels really good, and this is easily the best mouse in terms of build quality I've ever had, besides the switches, obviously. But yeah, this is also easily the best shape that I've experienced. I do like the XM1R shape a lot. It was easily my best shape before I switched to this for a little bit, because this is my favorite shape now. It just easily fits my palm, and it feels really good in terms of like claw gripping it. I don't really claw grip, so I'm sorry if this like looks wrong, because it probably is wrong, because I don't claw grip, I palm grip. But yeah, it feels really good for my hand and my specific size. However, when I fully put my full palm down, it is a little bit too small for me. But if I put it in more like a relaxed palm, it's fine and it feels pretty good. And this is easily the best shape I've ever had. Well, not easily, because the XM1R is still a really good shape, and I really like how wide it is. It really fills my palm, no matter really where I put it. It feels really good, but I do like the NP-01's shape more. And yeah, that's basically it. The bottom does attract some fingerprints, and the cable's okay. However, I did kind of struggle to put into my mouse bungee because of how thick it is, but it's not that big of a hassle. It's just something I need to point out, because some people will probably be like, oh, this can't fit my mouse bungee. It does, but you have to kind of like cram it in there. But yeah, the main reason why I am returning this is because new wireless mice are coming out, and also I'm getting more money, so I will probably just save up for a Pulsar X2 when it comes out, because it's coming out pretty decently soon. It really sucks that I have to wait for it, especially because school starts up pretty soon for me. Yeah, it does start up at the beginning of August, which really sucks because it does release in August, the middle of August. So yeah, that sucks. I wish I could get like a really good mouse before school starts, but whatever. So I will get the X2 when that comes out, definitely, because it's kind of a hybrid of the G Pro Superlight and this and the XM1R, and I really want that. The shape looks amazing. I really like how the XM1R feels, and I did use the G Pro a little bit when I went to Best Buy, and I did like the shape of that as well when I briefly used it at Best Buy. So yeah, that is definitely going to be a huge huge mouse for me, and hopefully it will be better than this, and maybe it will be even better than the NP-01 in terms of shape for me, who knows. But yeah, the main reason why I'm returning this is just because the Pulsar X2 is coming out pretty soon. I should have waited before I got this. I was too antsy to get a new mouse because my X1R is a problem where it kind of like tapers off if I hold down for too long, or if I hold down for too long. If I hold down and like hold it to the left a little bit, it kind of like goes off and it just doesn't feel good. But I should have waited more and just been patient to get the X2. Because, again, I already have the X1R, and this is also a pretty good shape for me. The scroll wheel is a negative because, again, that kind of hitching problem where it like skips a step and it just feels weird. But rather than that, the side buttons are better. This is a lot longer and just easier to press for me. The coating feels better. Actually, no. The coating is about a tie between these two, honestly. These are both really, really good coatings, and I'm sorry for how dirty this mouse is. I've been using it for 6 months, okay? And, yeah. I think there is a little bit of rattle. Hold on, let me hold my mouse cable. There is a tad bit of rattle also. So yeah, build quality is really, really good on the NP-01 besides the switches, but again, I already have the X1R, so there's literally no point for me to have this. I might as well just, again, wait until the X2 comes out, or just get a different wireless mouse like a Logitech mouse or a Razer mouse, because there is really just no point in getting this, especially with how loud the scroll wheel is for like productivity or scrolling through a YouTube page or something. It really, really sucks. It really doesn't bother me in game, like in CSGO. It's really, really good for that. But for like scrolling through a web page, it's really bad. I can hear it through my open backs very, very easily. And even with closed backs, I'll probably be able to hear it easily as well. So yeah, this is overall a good mouse. However, I did have some issues, and also it seems like if I click it at a certain angle, it seems to have a sort of creaking problem if I click it at the certain angle. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear that, but it was a problem I also noticed on the left mouse button. And again, there's a lot of post-travel, and it really sucks when I'm trying to spam click. The scroll wheel is good for gaming, but not good for productivity. The cable is good. I don't know why everyone's complaining about the cable, and saying that's the worst part. I don't think it's that bad. The side buttons are too small for me compared to my X1R especially, because these are pretty decently large. And not large, long, and it's just very, very easy for me to click, even though they are decently small, but they're just longer. And the clicks are inconsistent, and the X1R has way more consistency in terms of click. There is no rattle as well with my X1R. It's pretty decently well built. There is a little bit of post-travel, but it's not that big of a deal, and there's no pre-travel at all, and the clicks do feel better on my X1R, even though I did complain about that side wobble, which I really, really hate. But if there wasn't any side wobble and just a little bit of post-travel, I probably wouldn't get another mouse, but it's just because that click feel that really, really sucks, and that hitching problem also is another reason why I'm going to be waiting for the X2 to come out. I know I'm dragging this review out, but it really is just because the X1R for me is just better in terms of click feel, besides the scroll wheel. Actually, no, the scroll wheel is better. It kind of balances it out because it is a quiet scroll wheel in comparison to this, but it's just worse feeling. But I would rather have a quieter one than like a worse feeling one, because this also isn't like super bad feeling. It just kind of feels a little bit awkward, but it doesn't feel awful. And the side buttons are better, and just the feet are also a little bit better, as I realized as well. I glide it around here, it's pretty quiet. When I glide it around on my Razer Strider, it's really, really loud. So yeah, just the X1R is better for me in terms of everything instead of shape and build quality. But that's it, really. That's the reason why I'm returning this. Because again, other wireless mice exist, so I will just get more money to get those, and also just get the X2. So there's literally no point in me having this, which is why I'm returning it. So yeah, that's it, and that's the end of my review for the NP-01. A little bit disappointed, but honestly, it was definitely my fault. I should have read more about this mouse and also just waited and been more patient for the X2 to come out and not want to immediately get a new mouse before school starts. Even though I still want one, I should have been more patient. Definitely my fault, but that is it, and I'll see you guys later.